Welcome back to Smok'n Jay's Garage. If you saw one of my previous videos, we had this Henry Big Boy Revolver. And I shot it, I liked it, I had a couple of issues with it. If you recall, it was really kind of notchy on a couple of the spots in the cylinder. Didn't like that, sent it back to Henry. Actually sent it back to Henry 3 different times, and it still did not come back right. Henry sent me a brand new gun to replace it. Which Henry was awesome to deal with. I was very, very disappointed that I had to send it back so many times. They did do something to it every time. When he came back, I shot 38 specials through it. It was fine. When I put 357 Magnums in it, it started to just get worse and worse progressively over time. And by time, I mean like every shot, was a little bit worse. So I sent it back to them. Henry was very, very good to deal with. They answered their phone. They called me back when they said they would. They were really good about taking it back. Also, huge props to my dealer who actually did the sending back. Thanks to them for all the extra work they put into it. Here is our brand new gun. A little bit disappointed that I had a really lot of zeros in the serial number on my original one because I got a very early one. There is still 3 zeros in front of the serial number on this one, so that's cool. But let's get it out and let's try it, see if it shoots better. We're going to shoot 357s right away to it, give that a try. Typically on my 357s, because I don't hunt, I prefer to shoot 38 specials. They're a little bit easier to find, they are a little bit less recoil, and they're definitely more inexpensive, and when all you're doing is punching holes through paper, we don't really need the extra power of the 357 Magnum. So 38 specials are what I'm typically going to shoot through this, but let's make sure that it shoots the 357s good. So let's head out into the light and a little closer to my target because I can't see this far. Now previously I had issues with this in both single and double action, so we are going to try this again in both single and double action. Something of note though that I don't know if I mentioned in the original video, the front sight tip, Henry sends you 2 additional front sight tips because you can see your rear sight is non-adjustable. So that you can sight it in for different ranges that you're going to be shooting at. It's a little bit more of a pain in the butt than it is just making a quick adjustment because you actually have to pull that front sight tip off. But once you decide where you're going to shoot this gun, put the right front sight tip on and you should be good to go. Now those last rounds we did in single shot were 357. These are also 357. We are going to, in single action rather than single shot, we are going to use double action now, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that it is as smooth as we want it to be. All right, no issues so far with the 357s, and that is what I think if we do have an issue, that's where it's going to come into play first. I've also shot quite a bit off camera, partially because I forget to hit record, and partially because I was actually wanting to put more than like 12 shots down range. But let's grab some 38 special. Let's shoot that through it as well. Now, these are going to be 38 special. We'll do a little bit of single action. We'll do a little bit of double action. After shooting 357, 38s are just so nice and smooth and no recoil. So that's actually kind of nice. I like to shoot the bigger calibers first and then enjoy the small ones. Now let's just take a quick peek at the accuracy. Now I'm shooting from about 15 yards and I have the front sight tip on that it came with, and the other ones are marked, but I don't recall offhand what they recommend for the ranges on them. So we're just gonna go with what was on there. And as you can see, I've got 6 shots right there. That's actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am a little bit off target, but I definitely am shooting a good group. So accuracy, I don't think is an issue with this gun. And it looks good, depending on what you like in a double action. It has more of that like early 1900s look to it, rather than something a little more modern. But some of us like that. I am very glad that Henry got me hooked up with a new one that works good. Again, this is a very, very nice looking gun. Obviously subjective to personal opinion. Now it is also a nice shooting gun. This is, as far as the price point and the gun itself, there are better guns at a comparable price point. This one has that classic look. It's got the brass on it. It's got the nice wood. I'm very happy that I added this to my collection. This is not going to be an everyday shooter for me personally, but for some of you who like having a matching revolver and a matching rifle, if you have one of their Golden Bore rifles or their big boy rifles, now's your opportunity to get one of their big boy pistols and have something that kind of matches in the same caliber if you have 357, obviously. So basically just super happy that Henry got me a gun that works right. And Henry's customer service has been awesome every time I've ever dealt with them. And a huge thanks to the good folks over at Burley Gun Works, who were the ones who are actually shipping this back and getting this back to me in a manner. Also, that was another thing too. It was lead time on sending it back and getting it back was only 7 to 10 days. So it wasn't like I sent it out for a large amount of time. But got it back. Actually a new one, right? But it works, and I'm happy with it. If you watch this channel for the first time and you haven't already, and you want to, boom, please subscribe.